If you're looking for the latest, greatest, hottest block game e-drama out there, you've come to the right place. This is the Kohi News. I'm your host, oBrave, and let's get right into it. Today on the news, we're starting off with some stories from everyone's favorite E-couple, Lena and Luke. And how are you lovebirds doing today?
I'm doing swell today, actually. Quite alright.
Well, now that you're doing swell, I'm doing swell. So, the first thing the people are wondering, what happened to you guys being staff members? I mean, it's great that you guys decided to step down together, but what exactly went down?
Basically, I don't really care about naming names. So basically, there's this fella who's mod right now, or mod plus, named Sword Art Offline.
Sword Art Offline, wow.
Yes, he I didn't know him until we were mod, and he started off okay. But he was kind of a douche when we first started, but like we didn't really care. But he was very self-proclaiming. Like he actually at one point was like telling players that he was the first player to ever take no KB without using hacks to do it. Like he was like bragging about that, and so like he's just he's kind of a dick, and like not in like a cruel way, just kind of like he thinks he's like funny, and he thinks he's like a lot better than everyone else, and so I don't know, he is always tooting his own horn. And then Mink was just, I don't know, Mink wasn't like, to me it wasn't really a huge like deal, but at the same time he wasn't really qualified at all to be staff, but like because like he took credit for other people's work pretty often, like he got promoted. So I don't know, when we got like promotions won out, and Sword and Mink both got mod plus, as well as like I got mod plus as well. But Lena did not, when like we didn't want it to be like a big deal about like, oh, Lena didn't get mod plus, like we're stepping down because of that. But I mean, if you had like a job and someone else takes credit for everything you do, and then they get a promotion and like a salary increase and all this stuff, and you don't, like that's obviously gonna feel pretty shitty. And so we're like, okay, well, obviously like they're being rude and taking credit for what's not theirs, and it wasn't fair, and it wasn't a good system. And the head of staff, who's Ritsu, who like we didn't really have an issue with.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what did the admins think about all this? I mean, like, this is some pretty new stuff we're hearing.
Yeah, I don't know, like, Ritsu, like, she's good at what she does, and like, not to lie, but like, before I got mod, like, I always thought like, oh, Ritsu doesn't really do anything, like, everyone would always say Ritsu's useless, but when I was mod, I realized that she did actually do a lot for the server, but her activity is limited, and so she basically can only tell like how useful staff members are through Slack, and who posts on Slack a lot and stuff. And it was kind of unfair to have someone who's basically in charge of promotions go off of the hardest route to tell on how useful someone is, because she was only in TeamSpeak limited hours a day to tell who was in TeamSpeak helping all the people. She was only in-game limited hours of the day, sometimes not even a day, which obviously is fine, you know, she's owner. Like, it's okay to do that, but at the same, like, you shouldn't, like, rely on your knowledge of the staff members to promote when you're not online enough to tell everyone from everyone else. And so, Miner began to help her with being head of staff, but he's since then stepped down.
And then that was going to be my next question, because, I mean, we heard a lot about what you think about stepping down, but what do you think about Miner Joe stepping down? That's a pretty big blow to the community, if you ask me.
I think a lot of things over the last couple weeks has been... Arlena, do you want to answer? Or not?
I don't... What?
Lena stands up on the table here.
I didn't click on anything. Oh, I can't do anything. I can't right click it.
That's okay, just stand. On the chair.
Crouch.
Well, I don't really know anything about it. I don't know, I just found out about it a few minutes ago, or an hour ago, and Luke went into his TeamSpeak asking about it, but he wasn't there, so he asked Benza, and pretty much what he said was that he was tired of the community and stuff, and I guess he's just gonna play or either quit like everyone else does.
Well, I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that Miner Joe does that, so whether this will be the last of him we see or not is entirely up to him. So, thank you guys both for sharing your opinions and coming on the show. You guys can leave through the exits on the right or left, you know. So that'll be it for the first part of the episode. Now let's get right into some more extra hot, juicy E-drama. A bit overlooked in the news today, but famous player Marcel, more heavily known as Stimpy's, Twitch channel was hacked and taken down by a famous MC Market user named Ew. Ew stated that Stimpy's password was easy to figure out and that he made it Marcel's7896. What a dumb decision. Ew then goes on to say that this was a paid task. Could Ew be a bigger threat than we think? Or did he just need some good cash? Closet cheaters will be happy to know that unbans have been re-added on the Kohi network, so get your $15 ready or whatever it costs now, because you can now get yourself unbanned once again from Kohi. The reason that the unbans were taken down is still unknown as far as this news channel goes, but if you have anything to tip us off with, just send in a comment and I'll be sure to look at it. And for the final story of the night, we have Enchanted Sword, who was able to slay the dragon at the start of map 22. This is a great way to start off the map for him, and I hope his faction has a great time. Well, that is going to wrap up this week's episode of the Kohi News. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment with any suggestions or any news, and until then, your host with the most is signing off.